Hey guys, how are we all doing? We're just having a quick little look today as a bunch of the ratings have been leaked for the next FC FIFA26. Um, First of all, we're going to talk through kind of the dates to kind of bear in mind. So the ratings are going to start to be kind of leaked on the 8th of September, so we are kind of coming around to that. Friday the 12th, we're looking at like the sort of the database where we can start kind of building our starter squads, sort of using footbin and things. I'm hoping to kind of release a few videos around then with a few ideas I've got, and obviously would love to hear like any meta players that you guys are using and stuff like that, or want to use. Then we go to Wednesday the 17th. We're going to have the web app release. Now I know a lot of people are going to be starting to play the game kind of online first on the web app. So I will be releasing a video before then on kind of my tips and tricks onto starting your FC26 journey to make it as efficient as possible. I more than likely won't be starting on the web app, but again, like I'd love to see what you guys are doing with your teams. And then we've obviously also got Team of the Week 1. So the previous weekend will be a good weekend of football to watch, because obviously bearing in mind it has an impact on Team of the Week. Then we've obviously got the companion app the next day. I'm also presuming in these couple of days that the general creators will get the game as well, so we can actually see some gameplay and see what it's looking like. But the companion app will be out on the Thursday. Now, between the 18th and the 19th, depending on where you're based and what kind of console you're using or what platform you're playing on, will depend on when you get the game. So I know some people in New Zealand are going to get the game quite early, or I'd say obviously early, but normal time for them, but earlier than everyone else. But 18th to 19th, obviously, when the game's going to release. So the 19th we'll get the Ultimate Edition. So a bunch of you, I can imagine, have pre-ordered the game. So including myself, we'll all obviously get on the 19th. That will also be when you see the first episode of the RTG. I have a few kind of rules and stipulations in place for what I think the RTG should look like. But again, if you've got any ideas, please let me know down below. Then obviously we got the first weekend of FC26. It's the one weekend where most people play squad battles, because it's the first obviously reward you get. So we will be doing that as well. And then all the way up until Wednesday, we'll kind of be in that sort of weekly sort of schedule of Wednesday Team of the Week, Thursday Rival Awards, and then so we've got Team of the Week 2, Rival Awards on the Thursday, and then the 26th is when the general standard edition will be out. We haven't had any news yet on like kind of foot champs or what the dates are. The only news we've had is that we're going to have a kind of a challenger and then the actual kind of foot champs. But again, I'll throw any videos out there if we do hear anything. The next kind of thing that I wanted to look at was some of the potential cards that we're going to get early. So obviously the general database with the icons and the heroes will be released. We'll have a look at those in a second as well. But the kind of first set of special cards that we're kind of looking at look to be the Prem Player of the Month. Now, there's some nice cards in here. Obviously, these aren't kind of official ratings or anything, but thanks to UPC Vanfoot for giving us this picture. So we've got Gakpo, Haaland, Ekitike, Grealish, Calafiori, Semenyo, and obviously João Pedro. So obviously, for me personally, I'd love to see João Pedro, and I think I would be surprised if we see any of the top 3 in an SBC that early. In years gone by, I can't remember who we had last year. I know there was like there was a Jamie Vardy maybe a couple of years ago, but like they tend to be quite cheap SBCs. The starter kind of player of the month. Last year we had the Syria Turam. He was class, to be fair, and he stayed in a lot of people's squads for a long time, and he was out in the kind of first week 10 days. So, just we can have a quick look at these. Like I said, João Pedro for me will be perfect. Just kind of one rule I've got on my RTG is also a Chelsea fan, so it's not going to be a Chelsea RTG. However, I've said to myself I want to include at least 3 Chelsea players, and a minimum of 2 of them have to be present Chelsea players. And obviously, so for me, for that kind of stipulation, João Pedro would be perfect. And looks to be, they're not too far off what I think his stats might look like, bearing in mind of his rating. And again, we'll go and have a look. We've got some of the full teams leaked kind of ratings. So we'll look at kind of some of the main teams. And then in kind of a few days, like I said, when the full database is released, we'll look into kind of your more niche players, look at certain positions and what stats are looking good on certain positions and things like that. So next of all, I want to have a look at the databases. Now, you do have to kind of take this with a pinch of salt. However, this is the same for a lot of kind of different apps. The ratings look to be the same. So I think it's pretty spot on. Obviously, you might get the odd position or play style wrong here and there. Now we've got all of the heroes, icons here. There are a couple new ones, couple of familiar faces, obviously as well. We won't spend too kind of long looking at the icons because most of them are the same. But we do have a couple of obviously new ones. We got Toni Kroos, we got Ibra in there somewhere as well. So yeah, we do have a kind of couple of new ones. Marcelo will also be one that a lot of us will want to try, and a lot of us have used his gold card, which makes me feel old. Yes, then we've got some heroes. Again, most of these are pretty much the same. There are a couple of big names that we all want to use. Obviously, we've got Ginola, Hazard, Maicon, Company. They're all familiar faces and obviously class cards to use. For me, obviously, I'd love Hazard. He's my favourite player of all time. I'd love to use him. Now, we're going to have a look at some of the actual club-specific ratings now. So we'll start with, who have we got? We'll start with Chelsea. So we obviously had quite a good year last year, considering kind of every competition that we were in. We pretty much won it or gave it a good go. We've got Caicedo and Cole Palmer as our joint highest rated players, and I do agree with that. I mean, Cole Palmer had a bit of a lackluster kind of second half of the year last year, but he deserves the rating upgrade. He deserves it. Same with Caicedo as well. He was classy at last year as well. Obviously, I think those two are going to be very expensive from the start, so I doubt highly likely if unless I get lucky and pack one of them, that I'm going to be able to use one of those early doors. But we've got kind of like Enzo could be a good card to use at the start. Obviously lacking a bit of pace, but not too bad. Reece James, again, not the paciest of right backs, so I think because a lot of people try and just go for pace in the wide positions, so he might be kind of a good sort of price. Obviously, it looks like Nkunku's gone anyway. Cole's obviously out for the season, which is terrible luck, and wish him the best. Looks to be a good kind of starter card. That's kind of ideal. That's what you're really looking for. But the fact they're all kind of prem players is going to make it difficult to pick them up for a cheap price. But a lot of these lower rated players, like we can look to obviously try and pack them. They're not going to be too difficult to pull out. I'm trying to think if there's any big ones that I want to use. Obviously, Estevao I think is going to be very expensive from the start because he's a very hype player. Obviously, racking up the 90 pace as well will also obviously make him expensive. João Hato is kind of, again, you're a very, very good typical starter card. High pace, defending's not too bad, physical's not too bad, can play centre back as well. He's gonna be a very, very expensive card. But yeah, we've got some nice cards in there. Obviously, we've got Gittins from Borussia Dortmund, so he's going to be pretty good to start with as well. And obviously, João Pedro, hopefully, going to get a Player of the Month. Then we got Real Madrid. Obviously, you've got your familiar faces: Mbappe, Bellingham, Courtois, Vinny. They're all going to be class. We kind of know this already. They've taken a couple of good players here and there. So you've obviously got Huijsen, who could be good. You've got Mendy, who's obviously also a very good card to start every year. Endrick getting a little bit of an upgrade. Yeah, not too bad from Real Madrid. So obviously we've got Barcelona. Obviously Lamine Yamal, he's looking insane. The upgrade from last year is ridiculous. 89 rated at 18 is kind of crazy. Very, very expensive card to start, I imagine. Probably one of the more expensive gold cards. Obviously, you got a transferred Rashford over here as well, so he's going to be good. Good links, obviously being English and then in La Liga as well. That's a good point, actually. Sorry, I'm going to hop back to Chelsea because I didn't actually look. And also, guys, this is the first time I'm kind of looking at these ratings as well with you, so I kind of wanted to leave them to have a look. Okay. So we've got Amari Kellyman and Salmino has obviously gone. Josh Achampong, he could be good for Evos. This is kind of why we're looking at these lower rated cards. Obviously Tyreek George as well. Mark Guiu, poor guy being sent out on loan and then recalled straight away. But there's some good looking lower rated cards there. Liverpool, obviously, with the window they've had, I've been saying this. I think they had the best window in the whole year, kind of in history. I don't see another one that even gets close. So you've obviously got Salah and Van Dijk, who are obviously look incredible. If I see a Van Dijk in the first couple of weeks, I'm just going to be kind of accepting defeat almost. I'm not too sure. We will have a look actually very quickly, because we should have obviously Isak in here as well. Okay, so he's 88 rated. Okay, so he'll slot just under Van Dijk. Obviously, yeah, Isak's been transferred, so he's going to slot in here as well. You got Florian Wirtz looking insane. Ekitike, I think, is going to be a good starter card, although very expensive, with his height and obviously his some of his stats looking class. Tyler Morton's obviously always a good card that I try to look for. I had a nice Evo of him last year as well, so I'm glad he's still in the game. I believe he got transferred though, didn't he? Actually, I need to have a look at him. There is one more card actually, whilst I remember, I do want to look at, because I want to see if he's still in the game. No, has he been taken out? Okay, that might be one for the start of FIFA, unfortunately. So there was a striker at Northampton called Callum Morton. He had insane stats. He was a bronze card. He was 60 rated. I got him to 99 in the last FIFA. So that'll be one for the start of the game. Arsenal, tons of upgrades all the way through. Obviously, Gabriel, Saka, Saliba, Gyökeres looking insane. He's got one of the new playstyles as well. I'm not too sure which playstyle that is. Enforcer Plus. I'm pretty sure that's the new Bruiser, isn't it? So he's looking very good as well. Again, they've got a couple of good, nice starter cards. Again, we'll look into a bit more of the kind of niche starter cards, obviously not from like Prem or in other leagues. When we get the full database and we're able to build squads as well, I'll release a little video of kind of like maybe my top 3 in each position for some certain kind of price ranges. And then lastly, we'll look at City. So we've obviously got Rodri, Haaland, obviously insane at the start of every year. I used Haaland at the start of last year briefly, and he was obviously very, very good. The high physical always helps with using him. Who else have we got here? Doku, obviously class. He's always very, very good at the start of FIFA, especially the last couple of years. Cherky, obviously new transfer from Lyon, kind of also looking very good. But so we've got some nice players in there. We'll have a look at building some more starter squads. Again, if you've got any more recommendations for my RTG, any kind of rules or stipulations that you think might be good to add, please let me know down below. And don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Appreciate it, guys. Cheers.